Hi, I have a lot of lavalier microphones on right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm doing a little bit of a lavalier mic shootout today. There's a company called Comica microphones. I have never heard of them before, but they contacted me, asked if they sent me their Dual Lav lavalier microphone set, if I would do a review on it on YouTube, and I said yes. They gave it to me for free as a gift, but it's not a paid endorsement, and it's completely and totally unbiased. We're gonna see how good this thing is and how it stacks up to what I already have. So as we're looking here on my chest, we have Comica Mic 1, we have the Countryman EMW, Comica Mic 2, and the little microphone that comes with the Tascam DR10L. We're just going to start off with the very simplest fact of what does it sound like. Before I get into anything about this Comica Dual Lav system, I just want to know, how does it sound? How does it stack up versus the other lavs I have? So first off, we're listening to this Comica right here on my shirt. It's the big one. It's got a big old foam screen on it, which is handy. We'll get to some problems with its size here in just a minute, but this is what it sounds like. You're listening to it right now. Next, we're switching to the Countryman EMW, which is a mic I've had a lot on this channel. It is an excellent microphone if you have the ability to plug it in and give it phantom power. It's not a good one for out in the field. It's good for stuff like this. It's got higher frequencies, picks up I think more clear vocals when it's on you. It needs 12 volts of phantom power for the quietest noise floor. Anything above that, you're going to get kind of a whoosh sound, but this is this compared to the Comica. Now we're listening to the Tascam DR10L microphone. I don't know what the actual microphone itself is called, but the DR10L comes with a microphone, and I've loved that thing, raved about it in multiple of these videos. So now I'm just going to have a little conversation with myself, talking about things that interest me as I switch between these microphones, and you can tell for yourself the differences. You will notice that there is a second Comica microphone located right here on my shirt. And they do provide two microphones with this unit. So there's these two microphones, a little kind of like a variable DI box, and then some cables to plug it in and charge it and stuff like that. So we're just listening to all four microphones in sequence here. You're deciding which one sounds the best. I'll be deciding as well which one I think sounds the best. So one last time, we're going to cycle through all four microphones as I talk about how the Kansas City Chiefs upset the New England Patriots, last year's Super Bowl defending champions, in Foxborough, Massachusetts last night. It was glorious. I'm a big Chiefs fan, always have been. I have a Chiefs jersey from Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare from the early 90s when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I've been a lifelong Chiefs fan, so it's always fun to see us beat up on some of these perennial powerhouse teams. So right away, when you open this up, you'll notice that they call it a multi-functional lavalier microphone. Inside this handy little travel case here, you do have kind of the DI box, including two microphones that plug in at the very top, and then there's a couple outputs. There's one for your headphone jack and one that would go into a recorder. And then on the actual box itself, the little DI box deal, there's an on-off switch. It's powered by internal batteries that you can charge via USB. There's a gain fader, and then there's a switch between stereo and mono mode. All that's going to mean for this purpose is, are you hearing both microphones in one channel, or are you hearing both microphones on separate channels? The huge problem with this microphone box and these two microphones is you cannot adjust levels individually if you're using this little box. So here's what I've done. I've taken Comica's microphone. I've taken out the Tascam mic that comes with the DR10L, put Comica's into the Tascam recorder just to hear the microphone without this DI box that it comes with. So that works fine. It's a 3.5mm jack. You can plug it in as long as you have plug-in power coming from your recorder to power the microphone. Okay, so now we're going to do some tests here with the little Comica DI box. So we're going to mess with the gain fader. You can fade down the gain, bring it all the way back up, and then you can do this stereo or mono mode. Here's mono mode. This is both microphones coming in a mono signal. So if this mic happened to be on somebody else, we could hear them both coming through on the channel, on a mono channel, but you can't adjust them individually. If it's stereo, this one's in the right channel, this one's in the left channel. Now here's something absolutely ridiculous. There is a belt clip on this little DI box that you theoretically could wear on your pants or whatever, but on the Amazon page, this is where they recommend you put this DI box. So that's not the best place to put it. So how do I see this thing functionally being used? So say you got a quick interview set up, you need two audio sources, and all you have is this. Great, you can put it on both your sources, have them both come in. Just make sure the levels are going to be set in a way that's not going to compromise one of the channels versus the other, because you can't do them individually. This could be a great unit. The cords are incredibly long. They seem like they're like 10-foot long cords. So I could see that being something. So these Comica mics are pretty big and bulky. They have a very large clip and a very large microphone head. So when you put those foam screens on it, it's going to get even bigger, obviously, but these mics don't seem like they were designed to be hidden, and that's fine. That's not my style. So both the microphone that comes with the Tascam DR10L as well as the Countryman I'm using are much smaller in stature than the Comica microphones. I'm going to show you this fuzzy windscreen that Comica includes with their microphones. This thing is just massive. Rode has one of these too with their Smart Lav set that looks kind of ridiculous, but this thing is out of control. It's so huge. It looks like there's something growing out of my chest. It looks like there's some sort of animal on me. Probably won't be using that out in the field, but functionally it'll block the wind, so that's definitely a plus. The minus is the aesthetic. Okay, overall, final impressions of this microphone. Should you buy it? Would I buy it myself? I personally would not. I like better quality microphones. I wouldn't buy any microphone below $100 that was going to be a lavalier situation. What's your budget for a microphone? If you want a lower dollar microphone, this is an option. So all that to say, glad I could get my hands on a new product. I'm really thankful to Comica for sending it to me. I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best. Let me know your thoughts on this. Have you used this mic before? Have you heard of this mic before? Have you heard of this company? That's really all for this week. I hope you guys stay safe if you are living in Florida or Houston or any other parts of the country that are underwater or on fire or about to be underwater and on fire. Hit like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on this microphone and my review of it. Be sure and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this, and I will see you next week.